that right now. Get a little bit of a sneak peek on that. So I believe, and I will confirm that in just a second. I think, yes, okay, SMG is taking first pick, and they banned out Nazebo to start, which they did last game as well. Let's see, and the C9 follows up with a Tychus ban. SMG starts out with first pick on Falstad, countered by a Vala. Tassadar pick on C9. SMG is following that up with an Arthas Uther. And then a Zeratul Stitches. Okay, Stitches, no surprise. Actually, the Zeratul Stitches combo is pretty nice to see, even on Cursed Hollow.
Yeah,
it's a solid map for Stitches, but having that Zeratul follow-up, if you get that nice hook and you can gorge that target when the other enemy team tries to follow up to save their picked-off teammate, you can VP them, or Void Prison, that zones out the entire enemy team. You can get that kill, and then move in to get a 4 versus 5 team fight. Okay, and then we see, following that, we have SMG is taking the Kerrigan. Wait, no.
All right, this is what I like. We're looking at this here, and I see Kerrigan, Zagara, and Arthas, and I say, oh my goodness, that is just going to delete people. Yeah, hooks are great.
It's triple Envenom.
Hooks are great, but that is triple Envenom. That's so much power because you pull people in, you lock them down with a Hydra on you and triple Envenom. Yeah. It is terrifying.
Yeah, I think it's very important that we see strong and aggressive roaming coming out of SMG.
It's going to be crucial. It's going to be crucial here.
And they have the setup for it too. So they have tons of DPS, like you were saying, the lockdown with Kerrigan, the roots, the triple Envenom, the potential for that. So yeah, I'd love to see some and this is the map to do it. Like, there's a lot of places to hide, a lot of corners to come flying out of. So take the advantage early and try to ride it through. I think that's the plan that SMG is going to be rolling with here. But let's take a look at what Cloud9 has drafted here. A lot of standard picks. We already talked about the Zeratul Stitches combo that they might have, and then Brightwing, pretty good disengager too. So how do you feel about their synergy, especially taking Brightwing final pick?
Yeah, I mean, Brightwing is really good at this map. The omnipresence available, being able to go everywhere with her, just face shifting wherever she needs to be. Having Bribe is really nice on this map as well. Now, Falstad is available on the other side, so they each have kind of, their own omnipresence, if you will. And as we queue up into this game, both compositions are really good. I think these are both really good drafts. I don't think either team has a quote-unquote win, but I like this aggressive kind of composition out of like SMG. They're just going to be they have to be very much roaming and in the face of Cloud9 all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be the big story going into it. And if they don't have a giant lead, perhaps like even a level lead advantage going into level 10, things aren't going to be looking too good for them. Like they have heroes that don't necessarily scale super well into the late game. I guess Cigar is pretty good, but Kerrigan I feel falls off a little bit going into the late game. So they need to get a good sized advantage going into that, and they need to make sure that they get first curse and that they can push off of that.
And they need to make sure that they don't line their Shakanas up over Maws every single time.
That's going to be another story. We saw that in the losers finals of this very same tournament where they had Maw and they had Shakana. And it just didn't pan out well. We saw heroes getting into the Maw, which of course it makes them invulnerable for the duration that they're inside of it. They're out of the fight, but all right, yeah. That said, let's get into introducing the teams. So for Cloud9 Maelstrom, we have Dunk Train on Tassadar, Biceps on Vala, King Caffeine on Stitches. Kenmo will be playing Brightwing this game, and Zuna is going to be playing Zeratul.
I think we looked at Brightwing twice. Apologies for that. Arthas will be played by Dreadnought on Uther. We're seeing Matt Timmy Zagara played by Arthwan himself, with that beautiful Master Skin Kerrigan being played by Soldier, and Falstad by KO. Now, 3 members here in the bottom lane, and no surprise here, Zagara getting her creep spread around. Zagara, you use the creep not only for additional movement speed, additional health regen, but like essentially as wards. Use it to know what's going on. Now, they're trying to destroy any kind of AoE actually does affect the creep members and will damage them. You can see that Tuber has less than half health, but still, you get so much vision out of them. And look at this gank spot. Oh, actually,
I was going to say, this is exactly what we were hoping to see. I think that they smell something is up because they have lost vision of those heroes that were in the mid lane and a little part of the party push.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, really nice dimensional shift there just to get himself out of that situation.
Now, that was a really quick reaction by Dunk Train, and well played by him, because even a second later, he could have been in a really bad spot. Zagara by herself, she should be just fine, honestly, with this roaming gank squad just chasing Zuna right now. Look at this. Soldier has like no qualms with just going in, and he throws it
Just
down.
a guess. He
But he
expected him to move forward a little bit. It just didn't end up panning out. With that and the Howling Blast, I mean, he probably still has Blink off cooldown there, but I mean, that would have been a lot of damage to go down onto Zuna there.
Now, am I the only one that pictures Zuna as the kind of guy that's talking smack every time you miss a skill shot to him? He's like, yeah, you use that primal grab.
Of course he is. You're
That's
kidding
exactly
me.
what I'm picturing the comp sound like right now, and I love every minute of it. Arthlon, again, standing on his creep to get the additional health regen. He's just, you can see the health just ticking, making sure he's throwing down another creep tumor as that other one falls to make sure he has that additional buffer, because he's going to stand back, soak, and get additional health regen rather than tap the well when he doesn't have to.
Right. Absolutely.
He did tap, but... so Soldier going in here, he shoots Zuna, but with Dunk there and no Dread in sight, they are currently capping the Giants. Top lane's going to be pretty boring for a while unless we see a roaming gank attempt. But
so as we predicted, there is a triple Envenom available to SMG. As we just hit level 4, or yeah, we're about to go into level 5, but still very relevant. Triple Envenom is quite scary, so I'd love to see them get super aggressive in this bottom lane, and like that's how they're hoping to shake this game up. Is to really just push out hard. Like they can eliminate anyone they want out of that lane. Now, Envenom's cooldown is pretty high. I think it's something like 60 seconds or so. So if you're going to kill somebody, especially early game when the respawn timers are low, you got to make it work, and you got to make it worth it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, double is generally enough. But with 3, boy, that's going to be scary.
Yeah, and it's undodgeable, right? It's just something it's a point-click ability,
and it's
so you know you could just walk around the corner just from the bush and just Envenom.
And all they have for heals is Brightwing.
Yeah.
So when you consider that's heal over time, there's no burst healing except for shield, preemptive shield.
Yeah.
It's not really a ton of burst healing that can be thrown on. So Zuna's going here, taking the Venom to the face right away, but he's able to blink on out. Dreadnought though taking a ton of damage as well, getting the shield there on him.
Wow.
And the hooks are real, but
getting him to burn his barrel roll there. And we saw Soldier missing a skill shot again. Dreadnought was getting very low. This positional advantage is going to go to C9, and they are going to pick up this first tribute here on Cursed Hollow.
And we see Arthas hearthing back here, Fallside Hearth back as well, and they're healing up. But Zagara left alone. It's not something.
Yeah, you said this time and time again. Zagara is very scary in terms of the push. You give her 30 seconds alone, she can do some serious damage to structures.
And while we put some focus on that, I believe it was Zuna that got a kill on Kerrigan. So there is a kill there, first kill on the board, first blood. Now a lot of damage has been done. Now the experience lead is in favor of SMG as it took out the 2 towers here. But getting the kill on Kerrigan is a big deal as well, because that's a roaming gank thing we don't have to worry about for the next 30 seconds, give or take. But Dunk taking a lot of damage, dodging the Howling Blast of Arthas, and Zuna getting aggressive on KO.
Putting a little bit of pressure on, and we see the roam squad here. Are they going to be able to catch Junk Train out of position? I think so. Yeah, he's going to go down.
Yeah, he already used his phase.
He did,
and he can't do that again for a good chunk of time. So he's going to lose his life.
Yeah, that's something like 15-second plus cooldown. It's a heavy one. So,
and Arth just saying, "Look, all right, we got the bottom towers. Let's get the middle towers."
This is exactly what I wanted to see from this strategy, where they take an early lead like this, they get some kills. Oh, look at that Envenom.
Yeah, Envenom
going on, so scary.
So much damage so quickly. You got 4 members here just whacking away at their wall. Even Uther's coming down. Uther should be able to grab this. Honestly, Arth can just stay. Yeah, he can. They're going to go make sure they get that tribute, and Arth is just going to hang out here.
All right, so Jake, we're at level 9 here, and the levels are even. Has SMG even done enough with this super aggressive combination here to justify taking it?
Yes, honestly, I think they have. I mean, Arth is going to get this tower before the next tribute. I really think he will. Zakara's push is no joke. It really is not. And the bottom lane is being pressured here by Biceps is being pressured in the bottom lane. And Dread is just constantly looking for those opportunities. Now, Knights will help defend this middle lane, actually, quite well. And Zuna is going to look for that gank on Arthlon. And Arthlon doesn't have very good creep spread at all. It's just the 1 tumor for health. He's trying to conserve his mana.
Right. Okay, so we do have level 10 just been hit for both teams. Yep. We see a little bit of a... Okay, yeah, Zuna's being tackled on, of course. He does have Blink available to him. And actually, Cloud9 was thinking about getting aggressive themselves there. They do have the hook potential. Yeah, just missed.
Yeah, very close, right down the middle. Just the parting of the seas as both players just kind of go ways.
Smartly so, getting out of the way. So there is a tribute bottom lane. It's currently tied up 1-1 both tributes for each map. Yes, I like this. Dunk Train just sticking forward, pops his Oracle so he gets complete vision of who's in the area, and they're actually able to see that Dreadnought is by himself.
Yeah, and Soldier going after Zuna, but Soldier, you know, he's just going to recap this, make sure Zuna is out of position as long as possible. But Arthlon caught way out of position here, has to throw it on Maw. He does get a few people, and Matimi actually able to save him here. Dread in the back line, chasing them out, chasing Biceps way into the back. The Envenom is going to be enough to get the kill with the Frozen Tempest. The Soul's just giving, you know, unlimited health, it seems, for Dreadnought on Arthas, even with multiple players. The Defiant Storm securing the kill. What a decisive team fight here out of SMG.
I saw the position that Arthlon was in as Zagara, and I was he's dead. He's dead. There's no way he can save him. Like
Shield ally, wave of hype.
He got a good maw too. He knocks 2 members of Cloud9 Maelstrom out of the fight for just a little bit. He was able to back up. They actually extended too far forward, and we saw Dreadnought on Arthas. Pops Army of the Dead, and he's just got so much sustain. He's got that crowd control. He was able to do so much damage. Just standing there. He was probably hitting at least 3 people with his and she's forgetting what is the name of that AoE every time. Frozen Tempest. There it is. Okay,
they did lose the tribute. The tribute did in fact go to Cloud9, but they picked up a kill on Brightwing. That's the last thing that Cloud9 wants, because this is a tribute that they could have got the curse from, but now it's 4v5 and they don't have their healer. Now 15 seconds and Brightwing can phase shift in. So they just kind of want to stall right now, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're just kind of pacing around, trying to not commit to a fight, waiting for their Brightwing. But if Dunk Train gets picked off here, oh no, we tried to make a hard read with the Howling Blast.
They're just cycling everybody's abilities. We're going to have Psystorm is off cooldown. Yeah, there it is. And then we're going to see, and we have a nice Putrid Bile here. A lot of people are walking through it. They just want to try to get that kill on King Caffeine, and they get the stun.
I don't like Arthlon's position here. He needs to be backing out. He needs to get out of here. Yes, he's backing down right now.
Another 5
All
seconds
of them
for
are
Maw.
rotating down. They should rotate up to disrupt this, though. No, they're actually opting to give the curse up at this point in time. The Golem still pushing in this bottom lane. Going to fall pretty soon, but the first curse does go to Cloud9 Maelstrom. But one level advantage here for SMG at this point. But this curse is going to change that pretty. Yeah,
it's an important one though. That's 13. You get extra talents here. That's where I believe you get the extra Hunter Seeker, or is that the one for extra damage? Either way, they get more chase ability out of the Hunter Seeker there.
What they got is the increased range and damage on the Hydra list for Zagara, and that adds a lot of burst potential. Going for the maximum amount of damage, we'll definitely see at level 16, we'll see the double Hydra really just maximize that. Now, immediately Arthlon goes back to defend. Arthlon can defend better than anyone else on their team, but these towers are not fighting back, so more allies are going to need to rotate down. Grab this Dragonite, Hearthstone back, every single one of them.
Yeah, this curse hurts. It's hurting SMGs. Hey, guys, just doing a little bit of teleporting around the map. Just make sure you guys are awake.
My mouth's being a little bit weird today, I'll be honest. Thinking about replacing it, and...
No, John.
No, I'm serious. So they didn't manage to get the fort, but they got the 650 experience from each tower. So that's I'm not going to do math. That's 1,300, I think, but I did math. And
there you go. He did the math. The monster math.
The monster math. The Golem is going to be able to get 2 towers here as well. So SMG retaining their level lead towards 16, which is big.
And it's all cascading from that team fight they took that just went so well for them. They had that level and a half lead after that, and they've just been able to take, even through the curse, they're able to just pick and choose, objectives on the map to just retain that advantage. And things look pretty good for SMG moving into this late game here.
Now Zuna looking for Soldier here. He has no fear here, but Soldier also does not fear him. And just a little bit of a trading of the blows. Arthlon going forward in the front line. Don't know if he should be doing that. Realizes,
maybe we should throw Dreadnought up here.
Maybe
he's the one with the HP.
Get some oh my goodness. Just that, the tentacle coming from the ocean, reaching for your life.
The Kraken.
Did not quite get the pull there, but it was scary. And now we can see we have the wards here, the creep tumors, kind of just giving them some vision here of those knights. So the second those knights are attempted to be grabbed, Symbiote will have vision of it. And they're just kind of poking around the back line, warding up even more.
This is kind of interesting position. I guess they're just pushing out with their giants and just seeing if they can pick up a kill beforehand. Maybe they're baiting them to go in and take their knights to try and take an advantage position.
I like this though because they've warded up pretty much everywhere and they can see, but actually they've cleaned this up and the Void Prison goes down. So we're going to need a responsive Maw here to try to back this up. Now immediately Soldier is in the front line taking a lot of damage. The big shot from now goes down. Soldier is going to fall. The Maw is there, and it does do a lot of damage. And yes, King can speed and 2 kills for Symbiote here. Zuna needs to back up.
I really did not like that Void Prison all that much. It just kind of stalled the fight from happening, whereas we really want the fight to already be happening and then zone out a couple members of the opposing team. So that really didn't, they weren't hitting anybody else. Oh yeah,
no.
Arthlon's taking a lot of damage.
So low.
Are they going to be able to get him out?
Yeah,
Mad Timmy gets to the heals.
He's got the heals, but they're still chasing the wave of hype, healing them up even further. And Dread is not really too scared of them. Dread
is really pushing forward. Wow, what was that?
Oh my gosh, he's gonna. Does he have Envenom? Does he have Envenom?
He has no
doesn't
blink,
look
that's
like
for sure.
Doesn't look.
He's
Oh
dead.
My goodness, very very nice. His bicep's gonna fall as well. No, Brightwing is coming in, so this should be signal a retreat out of SMG as Brightwing has full mana and health.
Jeez, did Dread give his troops like a little rally speech here? I mean, like they're swinging this around like
dun dun dun.
As we follow Dreadnought up to perhaps this tribute.
That's his rally sound. And, you know, this tribute is going to be picked up by Soldier. King Caffeine actually will hook him out of it at the last second. No, they're going to use the hook, just slamming him.
Yeah.
And Soldier will just, you know, happily hop on it.
There's no way that C9 can contest this one.
Yep.
That will put SMG up ahead in the curses right now, or tributes, 2 to 3. One more for SMG that will give them a curse to retaliate with, perhaps to take a little bit more structure damage. As we can see that Cloud9 is, well, a good bit ahead in that department.
And this fort is going to get riggedy wrecked as they just pummel down its remains. And we see everyone on Symbiote, or excuse me, Cloud9 are kind of just rallying through the middle. They're going to go back and make sure to defend their wall here on this top lane. Now, these towers could fall pretty quickly, and SMG still has that 16 advantage.
All right.
Cloud9's really close, though.
Yeah. So I think this is just an attempt to sort of shove the Cloud9 back into their base. They're probably hoping that the tribute would have spawned during that time, and if they could have kept Cloud9 pushed back into their base, that gives them basically full map control. And as soon as that tribute popped, they could just run back over, and they would have a good lead. They could set up the position for that tribute and grab that tribute and get a curse.
But taking a look at the talents here, level
absolutely.
16 has been achieved for both teams, and we know their final talents, or next to final talents.
Sure. I think the big one here that we're looking at is King Caffeine. I think maybe for the first time this tournament has grabbed Fishing Hook. That's the extra range on his hook ability. More often than not, we saw it right there, getting that extra reach. More often than not, teams are opting to go with the Pulverize. That's the AoE half-second stun on the slam. But in this case, he feels as though he's confident in the hooks.
And a lot of damage going down. Just Dread in general, he has that Frozen Tempest on all the time, it seems. His mana shows it as well, but he's still got enough to fight for a good chunk of time. Tribute has spawned. Brightwing will be capping it for Cloud9.
Yep, and that's going to put them up. Cloud9, 1 tribute. SMG, again, has those 2 tributes. They just need 1 more to get themselves a curse to push forward. And we see all of SMG is bottom lane. Brightwing is still top. Who can void shift down at any point if SMG decides to get very aggressive?
Well, both teams, just feeling each other out. No XSplit crashes. Good day indeed. Oh, the Fishing Hook does get Arthalon, but no Gorge followed because he is, in fact, a putrid Bile Stitches. The Void Prison is there, but what's the follow-up? I don't think there is one.
I don't think there is one either. I think that was just a situation where they're like, we don't really like the way that this fight is going to happen if they decide to pour out of that alleyway there, so let's just Void Prison. Let's back up for a second, regroup, and take the fight on our terms.
Brightwing soaking that top lane, not even worried about his team. He can phase shift down at any point in time. And you know what? It looks like they want the Golem.
Yeah, they're going for it. I think we're going to see a trade on Golems here. SMG is going to take the Golem on their side of the map. Cloud9 will take the Golem on theirs. And it's really going to come down to what does each team decide to do. Do they push with their Golem? Do they go back to defend? And, we could see a heavy push out of both teams. I'm not sure. I mean, you have the level advantage for SMG here, so I wouldn't be too surprised. Oh, but the curse plays a huge part in this. They're already down there, Cloud9 is, so they can get this curse. They can tie it up 2 to 2. I imagine that they will stick around and do that. Yeah, after that,
quite fortunate for Cloud9 there, but
that doesn't give them the curse.
Right. They don't have. Yeah, that's.
And nice, since they are behind the levels, I imagine that after this curse, they're going to go back and defend.
Well, it's going to be picked up here by Biceps on Vala, and these Knights will be picked up by Symbiote Gaming.
Yep.
Now, we see the rotation here. Brightwing going to just bribe up one of those Giants with Zuna, deleting the other one with his Psyblade. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, we'll go with that. That sounds about right.
And the Golem is in the bottom, just putting a lot of pressure here. Now that keep is completely nice and healthy, and theirs is being defended very aggressively.
SMG decides to just push out mid lane. I don't know if I agree with this. They're going to lose the keep at bottom, right?
They won't lose it. They're losing a lot of health on it, and they don't have Mule.
They're not harthing back.
No, it's going to lose a lot of health, but it will live.
Okay.
Barely, I think. If I'm correct here. Oh.
Uh-oh.
You're
Is Kubi right?
You're correct.
Oh! Hey!
Oh,
okay,
so close. It was close.
All right. That said, I think that was the wrong call. I think that they should have gone back and defended.
I thought it would live. Maybe I trusted SMG too much.
And they were able to clean up and take a fort mid. Was that worth it? You're trading a keep for a fort. I think probably looking back on it, that SMG would say, yeah, that was probably the wrong call too. So,
I mean, yes, they continued their quest to level 20 by getting
and they are ahead
fort, but they got all the experience from that keep, and now they have permanent catapults in the bottom lane.
Right. So we do see the final tribute here spawning. Whichever team grabs this.
The final tribute. Kubi's making claims
final
right now
tribute.
that this will be the last. Okay, well, we see Cloud9 reacting appropriately. They're going to look for that fishing hook. Here it is. It goes down on Soldier. Right away, Soldier forced to pop Maelstrom to get the additional healing out of this. Shock and awe does so much damage. King Caffeine's going to fall immediately as well. Emerald Wind, is it going to be enough? It's not going to be enough to stop this curse because the curse is already underway. 2 members down for Cloud9. SMG is going to push straight down the middle lane.
So, is landing a lot of hooks King Caffeine is? He's hitting them, and he's hitting the right targets, but no Gorge.
It was still, without Gorge, it's like, why fish?
Yeah, that's actually confusing me now that I look at it. It's like, you may as well, I mean, you're going to be in their faces anyway. Why not take Pulverize to get that extra
I'm with you.
stun on that slam? So now they're in a terrible position. They're probably going to lose 2 keeps out of this because they're down 2 heroes.
I mean, hands down, this keep is already just open, ready for picking. Oh, no. It's SMG. SMG doesn't want it. They do not care. Dunk Train in the back line being ignored. Maw goes down on him. All the damage is coming out of SMG. Is SMG trying to bring this tournament back in? Oh, the damage is here. I mean, Zagara's damage alone is insane. That's why you see so much focus on Zagara between Zuna and Dunk Train. But it's not going to be enough to stop them because SMG is going to take this, and this tournament is not over, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not over. So that brings the series score 3 for Cloud9 Maelstrom to 1 for SMG. They have life. They're showing signs of life. They've taken their first game off of Cloud9 for this day because they were taken 2-0. Cloud9 took that Winners Final Series 2-0. So, yep, signs of life. That was a pretty solid game from them. And I was surprised to see that they were able to fight back so much in the late game, considering that they had a very early game-focused strategy, and they didn't have that much of an advantage going to level 10, but they were able to roll with it, and they made some questionable calls here and there, especially the one with defending the keep, but I mean, they got the curse fight. It was a lot of the fights that it came down to.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the aggression of SMG that we know was there.
It was there.
It was there. I mean, we weren't seeing that as much in the other games. They went for a more passive style in the game on Blackhearts. And this was a pure on roaming, put pressure on the map kind of composition. And I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, it was good. It was pretty well executed. I don't think I saw any mistakes like we had seen previously. The Maw and some of the other, like the Shock and Oz, weren't lined up properly, but I think it looked pretty solid this game. So perhaps SMG's rallying here. They're saying we're still in this.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're going to get ready for game number 3 of the Grand Finals here, so you guys stay tuned as we prep the lobby. We'll be back in just a few.